What's up, guys? My name is Max. I'm a Navy veteran. I did almost 14 years in the Navy. That time was awesome. I got to do all kinds of cool stuff, including working as a drone pilot in Iraq and Afghanistan. If you guys like military news, stories, and interviews, subscribe to this channel with notifications on so you don't miss when we post new videos and go live. We're live Sunday through Thursday, 1800 Pacific Standard Time, with breaking news stories, daily military news, fun stuff. We're always having a good time here. So if you're into it, subscribe, stay tuned. It's going to be awesome. And let's get right into today's clip. I've been doing my daily Stu Scheller check-ins, right? To check on his social media and see what he's posting. There was some action over on Stu Scheller's LinkedIn page over the weekend. We're going to talk about it pretty thoroughly here. We got a lot to discuss about this. Now, the preface I have to give to this, the context I have to give to this, I can't say enough times in a row that I agree with the premise of Stu Scheller about accountability from leadership. But one thing Stu Scheller has not done is explain what success looks like to him. What does accountability even mean? He says he demands accountability from leadership. But what's he even mean? Because lots of leaders have accepted responsibility. Joe Biden, regardless of what you think of him, said the words, "The buck stops with me." And no matter how many times he tries to pass the buck on to other people and create other crises to distract from Afghanistan, he said the words, right? So that's all that people seem to care about is say you condemn this, say you will do this, whatever. Just say it one time and we'll get off your back. Well, he said it one time. What does accountability look like? Does he want people, when will he be satisfied? Does he want people in jail? Does he want people fired? Does he want people to just, humble themselves and admit responsibility? What does he want? He hasn't expressed it. All he's done is go out there and say that he's going to bring down the system. And a bunch of people who are saying things like, Jesus has picked you to be the last true American to lead the revolution and stuff like that, have been going crazy on his social media. And that's where he loses me, is with these people who say, I support him. What does that mean? You just say you support him, and that's it? And that's supposed to have some kind of impact on the world? You say, I support Stu Scheller. What are you talking about? What do you think that means? I'm asking the people out there who will follow this guy into battle for the United States, for the future of the United States. What does any of this mean? I don't know. And nobody can explain it. Nobody's even trying. Nobody's even trying. I'm digging to try to see online who's talking about what with Stu Scheller and what he means by accountability and bring the system down. And I support him. What does that support mean? Nobody knows. Nobody has any explanation. Nobody commenting, nothing. But he does have cryptic videos. So here's Stu Scheller's LinkedIn page right here. He made 2 posts over the weekend. The first one is a video called United We Stand. He posted it to his LinkedIn and he said, indivisible. Now, you guys know we've been tracking the downward slope that is his social media activity, like likes and comments. And so this one only had 800 likes and 135 comments, which means he's on a steady decline of that support, which is kind of what I've been talking about this whole time. But he did post this video, indivisible. The video did get 50,000, almost 60,000 views. And let's watch his video and see how he's doing kind of at this point, right? Has he had any change of thoughts on this whole thing? So let's check this out. Let's watch this video. This is the newest. This is the 4th Stu Scheller video. So let's see what he has to say.
Hey everybody, Stu Scheller. I wanted to make a video for all the people that have supported me and been with me for the last 2 weeks, everyone that's standing with me.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I wanted to also apologize to Brian, my lawyer, who's worked very hard, going back and forth with the Marine Corps to get me out quickly and quietly. I promised you I wouldn't do this. Also,
he's having this back and forth internal dilemma of whether he should go on social media or not, which I don't know what to make of that. I can't tell what that hat is that he's wearing, but you can see the books on the table. It's On War. I think it's The Art of War. And the top one, I can't really see what that is. If you guys recognize what that top book on the stack of books is, let me know. But obviously he's very methodical with his chessboard and, the setting he creates for these things. But I don't know. I don't know I'm not an expert on this stuff, but obviously he's got this On War, Art of War. So tactics, strategy, war fighting, influences that he's going with right now for the people as they're watching this. And he posted this on September 11th, on the 20th anniversary of September 11th. And just please keep in mind that I agree with his premise that there should be more accountability, more leaders taking accountability for the way that things are. But he hasn't explained what he says he means by demanding accountability. And all of his supporters who say that they support him, I don't know what they're talking about. I don't know what that support means. It's just on the internet, which means nothing.
Team of people that have come together thinking that I might be able to get out quickly and quietly, trying to get me into a 22 congressional race. I'm probably blowing it up with this as well.
There you go.
I told you I'm not religious, but I've really felt something.
He's hinting at this, people trying to get him. We're going to talk more about that, but he's hinting at this thing of people trying to get him to go into politics. It scares me a lot that people are going into politics because of who they hate and not what they want to create. There's a whole, and I'm talking about Democrats and Republicans, are going into Congress and they're running on what they hate, not what they plan to do. The person who hates the most things the most aggressively is your candidate? I don't understand that. Doesn't make any sense to me.
Working through me on this, and I don't know how to put words to it, but I feel like the path I'm on, I'm just trying to listen to the voice inside me and do what I think is right. And I didn't like the way I left it with the last message, and specifically going into 9/11, there were some things that I wanted to say. And so I feel like I've evolved in this process as we've gone through this. The first video I made, I was angry, but I was just asking for accountability from my senior leaders. And I still haven't received that. But then after I made that video...
Once again, he says he wants accountability, but he can't explain what accountability looks like. He hasn't defined what accountability is. So, I don't know. I don't know what to say. I haven't heard him demand accountability from ISIS, so I'll just leave that there on the table for you. H. Na says, top book is Imperium, The Philosophy of History and Politics. Thank you very much. I'll have to check that book out. I don't know what that book is, but I will have to check that out.
I felt like the organization that I loved and some of the people that I trusted the most turned their backs on me, and I was just filled with rage. And I made the second video, and I still stand by everything I said in that video, but I was very angry. I acknowledge that. And then it felt like everyone wanted to attack me with projecting PTSD or saying that I was having a breakdown or I was suicidal. I had to go get mental evaluations because I felt like that was easier for them to understand than me just being principled in my stance and very angry. And then I had 2 days where it felt like everything was being taken from me and my whole world was imploding, and I got even more emotional. And then when I got through that and my rage dissipated, I was just filled with pain and sadness. And I actually cried, like a little bitch cried. It's embarrassing, really. But as I've come...
It's okay to cry sometimes. It's okay to cry. No big deal. No judgment here. That's a judgment-free zone for crying.
I've started to think a little bit more clearly, and there's a couple things that I want to say. And the first, I'm going to start with a war story. In the winter of 2010 and 2011, I was with...
Just a heads up, before he gets into this war story, it is going to get graphic, okay? If you guys are averse to graphic descriptions of combat and violence, I would stop listening now, because he's going to get into an actual combat story that does involve violence. So this is a disclaimer about that.
Patrol out in Ghazni province, and
UAS I was deployed in Ghazni province.
PID of 2 Taliban members riding on them.
So I was actually deployed in Ghazni province in 2013 and 14 doing ISR, so doing flying drones. So if I have anything I can add here, I will. I'll just say before he gets into this next part of the story that what he's about to describe is a very common scenario. This would happen on a daily basis with us, just so you guys know.
Cycle with RPGs and some HME.
Homemade explosives.
They engaged the motorcycle, killed one of the riders. The other one was injured but got up and ran into a house. So they called our patrol and said, hey, can you go isolate, cordon, deal with this other individual? So we went to the house, go in, he's alive, he's shooting at us. And it's like, all right, well, we don't want to expose ourselves unnecessarily. Who's got grenades? So we get grenades, we throw about 6 in, just assuming he's dead, go back in, pop the corner, the guy starts shooting back at us. It's like, wow. Well, all right, here, let's take the wall down. So we put some C4 on the wall, blow it, mud wall, doesn't fall down with multiple blocks of C4. We're down to 1 block of C4, no grenades. So we go back and get the yellow jug of HME that was on his motorcycle, stick it on the wall, put the last block of C4, blow the whole thing. The whole wall almost comes down. We come in there with machine guns, kill this individual, finally finish him off with machine guns. And in his last breath, this man pulled pin on grenade and laid on the grenade. And we had to grappling hook his body and pull it and let the grenade go off. Now I know in telling this story, people are like, man, what are you doing? You're empowering the Taliban. And I get it, like no doubt. If there's somebody out there like a Taliban member that believes throwing acid in a woman's face or doing some of the things they do, I want to take their life personally. But that still doesn't mean there's not moments where I can't look at them as people and respect what they're doing.
I agree with all that. I've said on this show many times, my only hardline opinion, you guys already know what I'm going to say, F ISIS, right? But I've said many times on this show, the Taliban are not good people. They're as bad as it gets, but they don't claim to be anything else. They'll tell you what they want. They have a plan. They've always had this plan. They've stayed steady in their resolve. They have the discipline. They've raised generations of people to believe in these things so strongly that they're happy to die for it. They're excited to die for these ideas. The Taliban does have discipline. They do have their own code of conduct, their own honor code that they go by. It's horrible. It's disgraceful, and it should be obliterated off the face of the earth, but they have it. And F ISIS.
Me through the evolution of what's happened here. There's anger, rage, and underneath that is pain. And underneath pain is love. And then you take love, like we talk organized religion.
So everybody's tracking anger, rage, pain, love. Anger, rage, pain, ARPL. Classic ARPL scenario right here.
The point of Jesus Christ is supposed to be love. The point of Zionism and Bob Marley is supposed to be love. And we all acknowledge that there's something in us that wants to connect to the greater good. The opposite of love is not hate, it's fear. On 9/11, 20 years ago, America came together based on fear. And we did things based on fear. There is a way to do things based on rational thinking and unity that doesn't involve fear, in my opinion. And part of it starts with respecting different opinions in all people, even if you don't agree with them. The post-war movement after Vietnam.
See, here's where I get a little lost in what he's saying, because he doesn't seem to be, at least he's not getting supported by people who respect differing opinions. That's a huge problem in the United States. We have two political parties who don't respect each other's opinions one bit, who hate each other. And guess what? You guys want to take a wild guess which side of the line the people who are supporting Stu Scheller on? And they're far over the line, extremely far over the line. And so just again, it reemphasizes what I already thought, which is he's not, and we're going to get more into this in a second with this other post on his LinkedIn page. He is not attracting the people that he needs to be. He's not. He's not attracting the right attention to himself that's going to help him accomplish whatever the mission that he's on is. And if he does end up making a run for Congress or whatever, and he wins a small district and becomes a congressman, I don't see how that's going to work for him either. Bring the whole effing system down. It's his platform. Well, you know what? To everyone on my YouTube video who said, you idiot, you stupid idiot who doesn't deserve to walk the face of the earth, you can't change the system from within. Okay, so this guy's going to run for Congress and do it that way? Is that what you're telling me? Is that what you geniuses are telling me? That that's what he should do?
Pro-love, anti-war. And as I've contemplated on it, I think that's wrong. You definitely want pro-love, but it's not anti-war. It's pro-love from a position of strength. You have to have the ability to project violence for somebody that's throwing acid in a woman's face. You can have all the celebrities in the world come up with a video telling him to stop doing that, and guess what? That's not going to work. You need patriots that are going to go out there and commit violence when evil is not listening to reason. But at the same time, Love is not absent of war. But you can't go to war based on fear, in my opinion. That's what we're missing. And right now, we had a 20-year war that just ended, and we didn't even pause. On bases all across the United States, you wouldn't even know it because we're preparing for the next thing, the fear of the next enemy.
So at this point in the video, his thoughts don't seem like congruent to me. I don't feel like any of this has anything to do with his original point of not to me, you guys can tell me what you think in the comments, but to me, none of this has anything to do with the reason that he is in this situation in the first place, which is his resignation from the Marine Corps over demanding accountability, which he cannot define accountability and what that looks like. He has no explanation for that. And now I don't know what he's saying. He needs to, be able to commit violence in the face of evil. But is he actually talking about the Taliban, or is he talking about somebody in the United States? I'm not sure.
General officers for the last 20 years have given bad advice consistently.
True.
None of them have been held
100% true. All true. All true.
I do not believe the American people are divided as much as you think they are. The people in the establishment right now currently have the power because we allow it to happen. There is change upon us. I love and respect all people with different opinions. I possess the ability to inflict violence. I am asking for accountability of my senior leaders.
Here's where it gets really scary. Okay, now I don't know what you guys are hearing here. I'm hearing threats of violence if his demands are not met. Guess what that's called, bro? Anybody in the audience know what that's called? Terrorism. Like, in what universe are we living in right now? Where, and maybe I'm reading this wrong. If you guys think I have this all wrong, drop me a comment. But what I'm hearing is, in his aggressive language and thinking back to his prior statements, he's calling on a revolution potentially involving aggression, violence, unless his demand for accountability is met from senior officers who are giving bad advice. Are you guys hearing that too? Let me know if you are or not. And if so, that's terrorism, bro. It's the definition.
I love the Constitution. I love America. I love Americans. I love my family. And I believe in myself. And I believe in a higher power. Maybe on 9/11, 20 years later, we as a nation can come together based on mutual respect and love. And then once we do that, there is no stopping us. Thank you.
So I don't know what pretty much any of that meant. Stu followed up that 9/11 video with this. And here's where I really got worried for Stu. Okay, when you see these texts, when we talk about these texts, you'll see why I actually got really worried about him. You all are not listening to me. Did you think I would unshackle myself from one system just to become prisoner of the next system? The lions are home from war, and the lions aren't assimilating to your system anymore, he says on LinkedIn, kind of dispelling this idea that he would run for Congress or run for office. But the fact that his supporters are asking him to run for office is the most lunatic stuff that's going on here. Here's the text. Here's the people that he's been talking to. This is an iMessage, by the way. So this means this is phone to phone. This is a text message conversation if you're listening on the podcast. From the person on the other end of the line, not Stu. This is not Stu. No more videos, please. Pick up. It's important. It's, something blurred out on me on the phone. Take down the video. Everything is going to be okay. Just take down the video. I want to make you a congressman and the presidency one day. This subverts it. Please, I love you, brother. We will get through this. And then he says, I'm not taking it down if we go separate ways. Fist bump, American flag, support. We are in your corner. If you want to make videos, we have assets to make better quality video and with a script. Grainy cell footage is not a great look. This could also adversely affect our exit strategy. I can't believe Stu shared this text message conversation. Because that is, who are his handlers now? Who is handling this man? For all his supporters out there, ask yourself, who is working behind the scenes on his behalf at this point? I'm sure people with bad intentions were knocking down his door. I'm sure bad actors were beating down his door, trying to get in his corner to manipulate this situation in their benefit. I have no doubt in my mind. So he has to be really careful. And it looks like maybe he is, but at least in this instance. But who knows what else, and this is not a good argument, this is speculation. But if this person is, if he's talking to this person whose English is broken, his sentence structure is bad, and is saying, take down the phone, it's not a good, take down the video, it's not a good look. We need you from, we need you to be in our corner, and this could adversely, the creepiest thing here is this could adversely affect our exit strategy. Text here is creeping me out big time. You guys can let me know what you think about that text. But here's the question. Did you hear in the video what I heard about this being a call to arms for his demand for accountability from the system? And do you also understand what I'm saying about that is the definition of terrorism? And then who are these people that he's talking to now? That's somebody who had his phone number. That's somebody who had his phone number to get him into Congress and the presidency. And what do you think about the fact that people who commented on my video saying that I'm an idiot, that I'm a moron and a loser and pathetic for thinking you can change the system from within, who now want him to run for Congress? I'm sure I don't think that. Well, that's fine. A lot of people do, and that's the problem. By all accounts, he was a great Marine and leader and battle buddy and everything. And he's a combat veteran, and he led Marines in combat and all of that. And all of that I support big time. And I support his original point. That's a huge problem that I agree with completely. Can't agree with it more. 100%. No questions asked. Accountability. I've been talking about it on the show for a long time. It bothers me deeply that there's not enough accountability. But now he's about to make this run at a career of just saying, like Justin said in the chat, just saying cryptic things that get a base excited and lead them along. And then probably sell t-shirts. And then eventually a run for office. And then that run for office is going to literally undermine his supporters, which at that point should defeat his own base because of the position that they took. Him trying to change anything is actually going to undermine his whole point in the first place, because his own supporters think that the system is the problem and going into the system makes you useless. So he's kind of in a loop. He's a hamster. Stu Scheller is a hamster at this point, stuck in the loop. What's up, guys? Thanks for watching that clip from our live show. We're live right here on YouTube, Sunday through Thursday, 1800 Pacific Standard Time. If you want, come on by, join the chat. I'd love to hear from you. If you like that video and you want to see more, consider checking out this video right here or subscribing to the channel with this button right here. I look forward to talking to you really soon. I'm out for now.